motion. You feel so good. It's a strange anticipation. Knock, knock, knocking on wood. Body's working overtime. It's spin against spin. And all that ever matters is baby who's ahead in the game. Funny, but it's always the same. Playing with the boys. Playing with the boys. Chasing sunsets. One of life's simple joys is playing with the boys. Said it was the wrong thing for me to do. I said it's just a boys' game, but girls play too. My heart is working overtime, and this kind of fun, people get hurt. I'm thinking that the people is me. If you wanna find me, I'll be playing with the boys. Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Welling away, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Nemesis Gaming League as we are heading into week number 7. Only 6 matches remain in the regular season. Things are getting spicy, and we have some Player of the Week awards to give out to everybody. I'm Rockerman, back in the booth with the one and only Merely Mental. Merely, how are you doing on this fine Monday evening?
Like you said, it's a fine Monday evening. I'm just happy to be out here, get some players of the week. A lot of people's favorite part of the week when they get it. If you don't, never fret. Still 3 more weeks for you to try to get that precious tag. But with that said, we've got this week's to get through first.
Yeah, we do. And quick shout out here to Crippus for gifting 1 sub. Much love, much love. And why don't we get right into things? And we will start things off with the Titan League, merely.
Yes, we will. And heading in here, Titan League competitive as always. Oh, I was looking at the novice by accident. That would have been embarrassing. But this one was actually a fairly clear-cut winner with 1.6 goals per game, 8 games played, 534 overall score. Kind of popped off. It won't be Luka this time, but we will in fact have Dank from the Spartans coming through here, getting a much-deserved player of the week. The Spartans have really been popping off as of late.
Yeah, and I believe they are actually playing the Krakens tonight. Unfortunately, we don't get that one on stream. They had some player issues, so they're trying to get a flex SNRL. But yeah, Dank taking that home. Also under his resume, 1.38 assists and 1.50 saves. So the man literally did everything this week, everything you could ask for a player of the week. So shout out to Dank on taking that one home for the Titan League. And why don't we move right along now into the Rival League, where we had a couple of a couple another close race here. This one actually a pretty close race. It was a toss up between two teammates actually in this one. But before I talk about those two teammates, give a couple shout outs to some other contenders. Mayo from Hydra, Squintle is up there. Green Glow on the board, way at the top there as well. Cart from the Pineapples, who was originally a sub but has made some moves this week. Also Larry from Whiteout, and we got two teammates from Distortion, Nikalu and Zap, fighting for the Player of the Week award. It was close. It was about as close as you can get in a Player of the Week award, but it is going to go to Nikalu, who went crazy this week. Congratulations to him, as he averaged almost one in every category, 1.3 goals per game, 1.4 assists, and almost or 1.43 saves and almost one assist. So man went crazy this week. Congratulations to Nico for Distortion taking that one home. And really, why don't you take us into the Challenger League?
Yeah, heading over into the Challenger League here. Once again, another close race. See some names up there that we're all familiar with. Got Ibonic, Cool Kyle, Isaac, a lot of people you'd expect to be up there at the top. But this player, not new to the league, but somewhat new to this season. Coming in as the latest member of Flame, able to play now, and he's been showing his potential, popping off. It will be local RL coming through, 495 score, 1.5 goals per game, and actually also 1.5 assists per game. So you could see that he's a team player as well. He's not just scoring, but he's setting up those shooting opportunities for his teammates as well, and then 1.17 saves as well. So really all around the board, getting those numbers big, almost 500 score. I mean, this one was pretty clear cut. There were some other high stat skitters, but most of them didn't have enough games played. So local will sweep away with this one.
Yeah, you have to play enough games to be eligible. Reminder that Player of the Week candidates, you have to play in at least 6 games during the week. So you have to play in both matches, essentially, is the criteria. And if you don't, you're not eligible. But local, they did just enough there, merely 2 sweeps on the week, taking down the Drakes and also taking down the Hellcats. So Flame looking good there in the Challenger League as well.
Absolutely, and Flames, I believe the top power ranked team for this, or perhaps the second top. Okay, but they're either way, they're up there. The race for first is close, and we can see why. With Flame getting multiple Player of the Weeks, they've all been popping off, absolutely. And with that said, we'll go ahead and head into the Prospect League over yonder.
Yeah, looking at the Prospect League on this one, again, a lot of great contenders making their way onto this list. A couple of All-Stars even making their way. See Dr. Waffles on here. See I Play for Slays. See Midnight. See Alex on there. A lot of great players there. Glaze also on the board. Sageburner, Ice Griff, Sanitario. A lot of people making their way onto this top of the list here. But we can only have one winner. And that winner is going to go to Glaze from the Warhawks, who really, we are actually going to see them later tonight for that 9:30 matchup.
Yeah, they're going to be playing against Flurry, and we haven't had Flurry on stream yet. I think Warhawks have only been on stream once, so that should be a pretty solid matchup there, with Glaze having the Player with the week as well. You know, he's going to go into that one with a little bit extra confidence, so, you know, use your channel points accordingly. I won't tell you what to do, but looks like Glaze is on a hot spree. He had 2 goals per game, making up for his deficit of assists. You know, it's great to pass the ball to someone, but if you could just score yourself, I mean, why wouldn't you just put the ball in the back of the net? That's what Glaze has seemed to be able to do, and also keep it out at the same time as he had 1.62 saves on the other end of the field with over 500 score per game. I mean, another well-deserved. The race was close, but really, Glaze came out on top there.
Yeah, when you put up 2 goals per game, usually you're going to get pretty close to that Player of the Week award. Obviously, it depends on who you play. We take that into account as well when deciding the Player of the Weeks. But if you're putting up 2 goals per week, you can bet your bippy you're going to be in the running for Player of the Week. So congrats to Glaze there on taking that one home. And why don't we close things out in the Novice League here?
Yes, we will be heading to the Novice League, but don't think I'm going to let you get away with saying you're going to bet your bippy. I haven't heard that term from anyone other than maybe my 75-year-old grandfather, but
I had to throw it back. Had to throw it back a little bit here. You know,
he loves to get some of those antiquated sayings in here. Run out of phrases to say. It's okay. We can pull from the reserves on that one.
you gotta dig into the depths sometimes, really. You know, you can only say so many words. You cast so many matches. You gotta throw something out there sometimes.
But indeed, heading into the novice league once again, all these player of the weeks this week. Sometimes it's kind of just a blowout, but this one, actually, the player of the week wasn't even the person who necessarily got the highest score, but they had such good results that it didn't really matter. Other notable names up there can see Flight Knight, the best Titan sub up known to existence. Meltiana, we got Music from Ignite there. Actually played 2 best of 5s and still was in contention for player of the week, which is incredibly impressive. You all know Jolly Rogers, of course, he's up there. Ultimus Rule. But this one actually will go to a player who, contrary to his name, this one will go to Mr. Silent, but it looks like he was not so silent in the last week of games, as he played 9 total, averaged 400 score, 1.2 goals, 0.8 assists, and 1.11 saves. So definitely popping off there, and he'll be our Titan novice, same thing, and he will be our novice player of the week for week 6.
Yeah, and well deserved. He was also one of those people in contention for All-Star. Didn't quite get it. I know a lot of people said he was a notable All-Star snub there for the Pawns, and he's gonna pick up Player of the Week award. So hey, he didn't get All-Star, but he cops the Player of the Week award. So congratulations to Mr. Silent, and congratulations to the rest of our players of the week. Had a lot of great players this last week, and now, like we said, as things are ramping up here in these final couple weeks, only 6 matches to go, or 3 weeks until we get to the play-ins. Every match is going to be even more crucial. So these next couple player of the weeks and next couple matches are going to be something to watch out for. So everyone be ready for that. But we are going to be heading to our first match of the night in just a second. Quick shout out to Beast Mode JPH from Velocity there with the 2-month resub. Much love to you. Thank you for supporting Nemesis. And yeah, I think that is going to do it for our Player of the Week reveal for this past week. We are going to be heading to our first matchup of the night as we are heading to the Novice League for a spicy one here, as we have Frost taking on the Whelps. We're going to send it up to the booth where Psycho and Hydro are waiting along here. So let's take it away. Psycho, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Rockerman. And what a spicy list of Player of the Weeks. Hats off to everybody that got Player of the Week. Congratulations on your hard work. Well-earned stuff. And as Rockerman said, we are heading into the Novice League, where we have the currently number one seed 10-2 Whelps up against the currently number 3 seed Frost, sitting at 8-4. And I will be here doing some play-by-play action for you this evening. Your boy Psychonautic in the booth as usual, joined here tonight by a special friend of mine, the sub over at Venom in the Challenger League, also the AGM of Victory Org, and my commentator comrade Hydro. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, Saga. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm ready after that long break to get back into some actual Rocket League here, some actual Nemesis action with some stuff on the line. The All-Stars was great. The throwback matches and the showcase matches last Wednesday were a ton of fun, but ain't nothing like a good league match, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good to get off to a spicy one here too. We got a top 3 battle going on here. Whelps coming in at that top seed, looking to hold that until playoffs and improve their chances to make it to the finals. And Frost looking to be on the come up. Winning this game is huge for them. If they can beat Whelps here, they increase their chances to possibly take that 1 slot away from them, which would make the Whelps 10-3. So I think that's what they're going to be looking to do over there at Frost. Icarus, Music, and Saint. Looks like a good lineup to me. Whelps have Jeff Masters, Grebsy, and Mr. Mariano. I think it's going to be a good matchup, Psycho.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a good matchup, though. I would like to point out, Music is a fairly new addition to Frost. I'm not sure about Saint. Saint might be a fairly new addition as well, but I'm pretty sure they picked up Music just over the weekend. So I don't know if these guys have played together previously or if they haven't, if they're going to be fresh on the field here tonight. But Music was actually, I believe, traded from Ignite, if I'm remembering correctly. So that ought to be interesting to see how Frost is able to deal with that. However, on the other side of the table, we got the Whelps, who you pointed out, and they've been the same roster the entire season. They haven't even had a fourth man on their roster the entire season. So these guys are serious. They're here to play. They got a 10-2 record, and I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough one for Frost here tonight, but I think that they definitely have what it takes to beat this Whelps team, but are they going to be able to do it? And with that, let me ask you, Hydro, of your caster prediction, do you think that Frost is going to be able to overcome this Whelps roster? Do you think the Whelps are going to walk away with yet another win tonight?
I think I'm going to have to go with Whelps tonight. As you mentioned, they've been playing together since the beginning of the season, so I'm going to have to go with the chemistry there. Chemistry can play a lot into, rotations, double commits. So I'm really looking for this team to be well-rounded today.
And we will see if they are, or if Frost is going to be able to steal a W away from a Music, missing his touch there in the corner. Jeff Masters got plenty of time, gets it over Icarus in the midfield, 50s it through the last defender. This could be something for the Whelps here as Jeff Masters puts it out to the mid. Mr. Marino was there, but unable to get it through the defense. Saint making a huge save on the goal line there. And now look, Frost trying to get some offensive pressure going. Saint trying to follow the ball, unable to get it. Jeff Masters going to get a demo on Icarus to clear the midfield. Jeff Masters was there, a little bit too far pushed up. Saint going to take the ball down, send it out to the mid with a little under a minute gone so far from the clock here. Hydro 0-0 scoreline at the moment. Both of these teams seemingly just filling each other out. Whelps only able to get one shot so far, but Frost was 0. But as I say it, Mr. Marino gonna come through and start things off. Whelps now up by 1.
The caster curse never fails you, Psycho.
Never.
And I'm just gonna point out that off the rip, Whelps looked a lot more comfortable. Maybe Music being in the roster is throwing Frost off a little bit, but we're still seeing him settle in. It's only a minute and 10 seconds gone, so we're going to see how it affects the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree. They got plenty of time, Frost, to sort of get something else going here. Don't need to worry too much. However, I gotta say it's not ideal situation for them with Jeff Masters coming in to slam that one home, sends it across and gets the double touch off of the post.
And just not able to get a good clear from Frost there, and Jeff Masters finds the read off the post and is going to put in the second goal for Whelps, and that's not a really good start for Frost. You really don't want to go down 2 goals this early. Plenty of time still, like you said, but you want to start capitalizing and getting good clears and good counterattacks as soon as possible.
Yeah, now that they're down 2-0, they definitely going to have to do something. They need to start worrying a little bit here. As I was saying before, Jeff Masters scored that goal. Even with the 1 goal, Frost, if I was on Frost's team, I'd be a little bit weary to say the least, just because, the Whelps are overwhelming. They are known for being really super aggressive, so you don't want to let them have the upper hand really at any point during the series, and allowing them to get the first goal is going to allow them to apply the pressure they want to apply. It's going to allow them to control the pace of the match.
Yeah, and it looks like Whelps are just suffocating Frost right now on their own goal line. If they can just find a good shot opportunity, they can probably capitalize on this.
And that is exactly what they need to do, because most people at this point, at least in the Novice League, know that one of the major weaknesses of the Whelps is they do tend to be a little bit over aggressive. They do tend to push up a little bit far in the midfield, and they tend to double commit sometimes, but sometimes it works out for him. Jeff Masters getting his second goal of the night.
And Jeff Masters was looking for a cheeky double here, but Saint's going to do the work for him and put it in his own net. And that's just mistakes like that are just not going to win you games, Psycho.
Yeah, that's just the novice moment inside of this whole situation. It lives in the soul of all novice. It even lives in the soul of me, and I'm a prospect, but I can't lie. I have novice moments all the time. But hey, at least I don't have them in the Novice League on stream. neither here nor there. Mr. Marino kicks the ball up. Welps up by 3 at this point with 2 minutes left on the clock. Hydro, from the way the Whelps are playing, at least in this particular game, game 1 of this best of 5 series, I don't think Frost is going to be able to make a comeback. I think they obviously don't just give up, as Music is going to fake out the defender and actually shoot. I spoke too soon. There's 1 minute and 42 seconds left on the clock, and they're only down by 2 now.
And that's a good start for Frost. I mean, this is just what you got to do to mount the comeback now is, you want to get a quick one still. You kind of want to score before that minute mark. And then give yourself plenty of time to tie the game up and hopefully win this one in OT.
Yeah, and I would say Frost definitely need to look for a quick one. Music up for the double. Not going to find the touch. Saint putting a softball on. Mr. Marino forced to make the save. Icarus trying to sneak it past the defenders. Jeff Masters there to take it away. Jeff Masters gets the clear before he gets destroyed. Mr. Marino in the corner, trying to get it through. Icarus not allowing it. Jeff Masters gets the touch off the backboard. Jeff Masters goes for it again. Grebsy gets the touch, but it's not on net. Saint sends it away, but it's still dangerous. The double commit from Whelps, but they're not gonna. Frost's not gonna be able to capitalize on a counterattack in that situation. 1 minute remaining now on the clock, and Hydro, they're running out of time. They're running out of time quick. They need to find a second goal fast.
Yeah, they're going to need to find one within the next 30 seconds to make it even doable. Threes is just so much harder to score in than any of the other game modes with the lack of space. And so I think if they don't find one here in the next 10-15 seconds, it's going to be more than done with, I think.
Yeah, I think you're about right there. Not to throw anything away, 30 seconds is a lot of time in Rocket League, but this Whelps team, this Whelps roster has just been putting on an offensive barrage so far and barely allowing Frost any offensive pressure. Even when Frost does start to generate a little bit, they get shut down pretty quick. And we see another double commit from Wells, but not going to get punished for it yet again. Saint with the pop-up. Mr. Marino's there off the backboard. He finds the touch, makes the save. We are down to the last second, and that is sticking a fork in Frost. It's pretty much done. The ball touches. Whelps are your winners in game number 1. This is a best of 5 series, so they need 2 more wins to take the W away from Frost. But moving into game number 2, they do have the advantage.
Yeah, and I mean, Whelps came out early and got some good pressure. Towards the end of that game, Frost looked a whole lot better. I want to point out that Whelps only outshot Frost by 1 shot. But I think Frost kind of found their groove late in that game. Rotations started to look cleaner. Clears started, they started making better clears and making those counterattacks. And Music almost had a really good double there to make it 2-3 right after his first goal. So it's going to be interesting to see if Frost can bounce back here and tie this series up.
Right, and I think that they do. I think that they have what it takes. I don't know if maybe they were dealing with some nerves or if they're just trying to work through the growing pains of, Music's been on the team for a whole couple days. So it is what it is, And, even when you're practicing with the team, you're practicing casual, you're practicing rank, and it's good. You get chemistry and stuff, but the whole feeling, maybe you agree here, Hydra, maybe you disagree, but to me, the whole feeling changes when you step into a league match. It's like the seriousness really starts to come out.
Oh, yeah, and I honestly think that the gameplay is a lot smoother in these league matches. Even like ranked, your opponents aren't very comfortable with each other. You see a lot better rotations in these league matches than you do in ranked. So you don't really have the same gaps that you would in a ranked game.
Right, I fully agree. And we're going to get right into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, of this best of 5 series. Whelps taking the W in game number 1, and they get the advantage in the series. Will Frost be able to make a comeback here and pick up game number 2, tie up the series, and moving into game number 3, make it an even playing field against this almost unstoppable Whelps roster? Music with the touch, putting it in the mid. Mr. Marino's up, but misses it. Nobody from Frost there to capitalize on the pass. Mr. Marino looking like he was going to touch it, but flips past the ball, almost causes the ball to get a slow roll into the net. But Frost able to pick up the pieces, get back on defense, get the ball at least back to the midfield, Jeff Masters with a shot on net all the way from the midfield. Not very threatening, but forcing a save out of Frost. With a minute gone here, Hydro, we're seeing a very, very similar game number 2 to game number 1, though Whelps are a little bit more aggressive out of this first minute than they were in game 1.
Yeah, they already have 2 shots, and we expected that. You know, they're going to come out firing on all cylinders, keep those shots firing. And I think, I mean, they made some good saves. I don't think they were too threatening of shots, but Frost looking like they have a groove going right here, Psycho.
Yeah, they're definitely looking a little bit better. Mr. Marino with the unfortunate touch, touching it back into his own net. Frost taking the lead with 3 minutes and 26 seconds.
Good start for Frost now, and a little bit of calamity coming from Whelps there. I think that was 2 touches by their own team to put that one in the net. Not what you wanted to see out of Whelps, but they can definitely bounce back after that one.
Oh yeah, plenty of time for Whelps to bounce back, and we know that they are definitely capable. They just got to get that offensive pressure going. Jeff Masters with the long ball. Music's up for it, makes a good save. Mr. Marino with another awkward touch, goes back behind him. Nobody from his team there to touch it. Grebsy misses the ball in the midfield. Jeff Masters out of the corner of Frost, sticking with it, gets it across. Grebsy doesn't go for it though. The ball gets sent out by Saint. Music with the touch, gets it past one of the defenders. Jeff Masters there, bangs the ball all the way back down to Frost. Jeff Masters coming in again, but immediately gets stuffed. Grebsy's up for this touch. The double commit comes out from the Whelps, but once again, Frost unable to mount any sort of counterattack there as we reach the midway point of game number 2. Music with a huge dunk, but Frost still holding the lead here, Hydra. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed that they've been able to hold this Whelps offense down.
Right, and you know, in the last minute and a half, I think they've only held them to 1 shot. So, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to cut those shots out early, as Icarus almost scores right there. It was a close one off the post, but like I said, I think you just have to keep these shots at bay from the Whelps, and really keep their attacking to a minimum.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to allow the Whelps a lot of room to attack or a lot of time to set up an attack, because they will become very aggressive and they will eventually score on you, as their 10-2 record shows. Oh my goodness, Saint with an insane, at least for a novice, redirect there in front of the net.
Music really, I don't know if he was shooting or passing there. I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt, said that was a pass, and Saint buries it with a good redirect bottom left, and that's some good light for Frost. If you're a Frost fan, you're pretty excited to see that one, Psycho.
Yeah, that was huge for Frost. Big insurance goal right there. And honestly, for the Novice League, that was a massive clip in my opinion. You do not see that type of shot get pulled off very often this far down in the Nemesis League. But this is exactly what makes the Novice League even slightly entertaining, is that you get to see stuff like that. You get to see glimpses of glory from some of these players. Unless Saint has changed his name, I don't think that he's very well known around here. I think he's kind of new. And if he has, Saint, if you did change your name from somebody, my fault, I don't know who you are. But much love. Great shot from them. A little over a minute left on the clock here, Hydro. Frost holding it down. I mean, got to give him credit, but Grebsy coming in to get one off the top of an awkward defender, cuts the lead of Frost in half with a minute left on the clock.
That was a really good touch by Mr. Mariano. It really made Music more awkward than he already was. And I think it was Grebsy buried it. And it's a good start if you want to get the comeback for Whelps. And if you're Frost, you really need to, park the bus here. Make sure you don't get caught out. Keep your rotation smooth and hopefully win this game.
Whelps got less than 60 seconds to try and get one more goal just to tie things up. They need 2 to take away the W in game number 2. Grebsy a little bit awkward, can't beat out Saint off the backboard of the Whelps. Jeff is there with the clearing touch. Music to keep the pressure alive for Frost though. Mr. Marino with the awkward touch. Grebsy has to 50 with St. Jeff Masters, barely beats Icarus back to the ball, sending it back into the Whelps corner. Jeff Masters with a huge 50 in the mid, but Icarus takes it away from him. The final 15 seconds counting down. The Whelps need to get something now if they want to send game number 2 into overtime and possibly keep Frost from getting a W here tonight. Keep the dream of a sweep alive. 1 second left. Jeff Masters to keep it up. It's going to touch. Frost going to take game number 2. And I don't know about you, Hydro, but I love to see it. I love to see the content. Frost making the changes that they needed to make, taking that win off of the Whelps and showing the Whelps, hey, this isn't going to be an easy sweep for you. We got a lot of fight in us.
Yeah, and even though they won, Welps did outshoot them, but I think Frost did a really good job of controlling the midfield in that game. Even though there were some shots on net, more shots on net by the Whelps, just because you shoot doesn't necessarily mean it's a good shot. Could be easily savable, and it could just hit the post. Blah blah blah. But Frost, played really well there, and Saint leading the charge with 2 goals. That's huge for Frost, and that's a big momentum shift. And hopefully, if you're Frost, you can keep that going into the next one.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep that momentum going, especially against Whelps. They don't want to let Whelps get another foothold in this series. If I was Frost, I would be focused on we need to just do exactly what we just did, keep them in the dirt, get the next 2 off of them, because I feel like this Whelps roster, once they get a foothold back in this series, they're just going to skyrocket off of it. They're just going to turn on the afterburners. They're going to bring out the most aggressive plays that they can, and they're going to suffocate Frost.
Oh yeah, and if you're Whelps, you just got to play your game. Just because you lost that one doesn't mean necessarily that you need to change anything. I don't think you need to change your play style up too much, because that's what's been working for you all season. So we'll see how it goes in this game number 3.
Yeah, we certainly will as we get directly into it. The series is now tied up. Game number 3 in the Coliseum. Let's see who comes out of this thing standing taller. Moving into game number 4, sitting at match point, will be the winner of this game. Jeff Masters with an awkward touch, trying to get back to it. The double commit from him and Grebsy, but they do get the ball cleared out. Icarus and Grebsy both missing the ball. Mr. Marino pops it up. Saints there off the backboard. Doesn't get the touch he's looking for as it's sent straight to Jeff Masters in the midfield. Jeff off the backboard. Grebsy's there, but he can't generate very much power on the ball. Saint send it up off of the sidewall. Mr. Marino gets a little piece of it. Jeff Masters with a huge shot, going in for the double, beats out Music to the ball, and gets the first point for Whelps. Game number 3.
Good speed coming out of Jeff Masters right there. It looked like Music and Icarus were both pushed up midfield a little bit too far. Probably just some comms errors right there, and you just gotta clean those up and hopefully not get caught out like that, because Jeff Masters and these Whelps will capitalize on those mistakes.
They certainly will, and now Whelps are sitting in the position that they wanted to be, with 1 goal above Frost, able to control more of the pace of this match. But they still got to be careful, especially on the double commits. They've been doing that quite a bit, and I've heard a lot of novice teams call them out on their double commits and try and sort of help each other out, if you will, as everybody seems to be trying to shut down this Whelps roster. But I've heard a lot of people saying, hey, they double commit a lot, they over commit a lot. So really, if you've got a good team with a good counter attack mechanic, or if you have a team that's good at just banging the ball over your opponent, it's really not that hard of a team to beat, or so I've heard, Hydro. But I think that their 10-2 record says something a little different.
I mean, just because you can point out a mistake, every team has mistakes, and it's about who has the least of them, right? So I mean, if you're 10-2 and you've only lost 2 series throughout a 16-game season so far, it speaks volumes to what kind of team you are, I think.
I fully agree with that. And though I will admit that is, especially in this series, I've seen quite a few double commits coming out of the Whelps. But we got to take into a couple things into consideration. One, this is novice. This is just what they do. It's what some of them do. But 2, at least one of them has a sound enough mind to rotate most of the time. They have a sound enough mind to get back, make the saves that they need to make, because there's no way that they've beaten a majority of the teams in novice just off of luck and sheer offense. I just don't believe it, Hydro.
I don't either. I think even novice, you have to be a well-rounded team to make a good run like this. I've seen my fair share of good novice teams when I played and when I didn't play in novice, and they all novice teams can be impressive, man, and I think they can surprise a lot of people. So even if they double commit, everybody has those flaws in their game, and it's about exploiting it. And if obviously teams haven't been exploiting that double commit flaw very well to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And we are seeing what you just described in real time as Whelps still controlling this game number 3 with a minute and 40 seconds, now 35 seconds left on the clock. Frost, they've got 3 shots. They're technically beating out the Whelps here in shots, Hydro, which is the first time that they've been able to do that. But as you pointed out earlier in the series, it doesn't matter how many shots. You can have 90 shots if you want, but if you can't put one in, like Music just did, then, you know, what does all those shots do for you aside from, you know, obviously that, getting a goal?
Unfortunate 50 from Grebsy there. Music, you know, just putting the big body on him. You love to see every now and again. It's nice to get one of those off your for you, because most of the time they go in your net, not in their net. So I don't know. It wasn't, you know, purposeful, but we'll take those.
Yeah, you should take those. You know, anytime you hit the weight room and you see results, you got to take that result, even if it comes off of someone else's misfortune. I don't know if that made sense, but I hope it did. 55 seconds left on the clock now, and we have a tied ball game. Frost able to come through. Music making a huge play for his team there, which you love to see. I've seen a lot of people. Oh, Icarus with a huge read off the defender, just stealing it away and catching the defense of Frost sleeping. Or excuse me, Whelps.
Jeff Masters couldn't quite find the pass to clear it out to Grebsy there, and I think Mr. Mariano got caught looking for that corner boost, and no one back post for Whelps to save that ball being shot at their net by Music, I think it was. And yeah, 2-1 lead from Frost. If you're Whelps, that's not what you want right now, and Grebsy's gonna have an opportunity here, Psycho.
Oh, he did have an opportunity, but unfortunately he botched that opportunity. Instead of sending it across, he brought it back and kind of messed up the offensive pressure there a little bit. And just before that, the Whelps had another dropped opportunity. The Whelps in this last 45 seconds really been putting on the pressure, but they just haven't been able to finish any of their plays. Saint, I thought he had a huge touch there that might have been going in, but the ball does get batted away. Knocked down. Frost taking game number 3, and I gotta admit, I'm a little bit surprised. I expected Whelps to take that one, especially after they scored the first goal.
Yeah, they went up early and held the lead for a while. Frost had most of the pressure this game, and you know that's impressive to say the least on this Whelps team. Usually, the Whelps are sitting in their opponent's half the whole game, but you know, Frost played really well, and if you're Whelps, you might have to kind of back up and regroup here. You know, just take your time and you really think through what you're making on mistakes on defense, what you can be doing better on offense. Like we said, just because you're putting shots on net doesn't mean they're great shots, but you know the pressure's there, man, for Frost, and it looks like they're capitalizing on it.
Yeah, and I gotta say, if I was Whelps, I'd be a little bit worried right now because Frost, they lost game 1, won game 2, won game 3. But in my opinion, they've been gearing up this whole time. In game number 2, they had, I think, 5 shots throughout the whole thing. Game number 3, they've got 8 shots. Game number 4, who knows? They might have 10 or 11 shots. If the pattern continues, this Frost team was a little bit cold at first, but, well, I don't know what a good quip would be there because they're cold still because they're Frost. But they've been getting better and better is what I mean. As time goes on, they are getting better. And Saint with an immediate kickoff goal to lead things off for Frost.
A little wave dash kickoff to beat Grebsy and just put it bottom right. That's just not a good start if you're Whelps, and this is a little bit surprising right now. Whelps are going to be hard pressed to win this game if they're going to let goals up that easily.
Yeah, and if Whelps isn't careful, they're about to get gentleman swept by Frost, and everybody the Discord's kind of been buzzing. You know, once this Frost team kind of got put together a couple days ago, I saw a lot of buzz in the Discord saying, hey, you know, hey, better watch out. But the unfortunate touch right there coming out from Saint, giving Mr. Marino his first goal of this game and tying things up for Welps.
Just a little out of position. I couldn't tell if he got bumped there or not. But he was sitting front post. I think turned around. If you clean up those rotations a little bit, that doesn't happen to you. But you know, novice moment. We move past those, and Meister Mariano going to put a good shot on. Music going to get a good clear. But yeah, I think Frost is going to put in another one. Icarus.
And a really good push from Music right there, sending that ball all the way into the Welps corner. Icarus just beats out the defenders, finds an impossible angle that nobody on defense was expecting him to be able to find, puts it through, and hey, gets the not the insurance goal, but once again takes the lead for Frost. 2-1 in favor of Frost. Barely 30 seconds gone from this game so far. We're seeing a completely different game here as Music comes flying in and just slams that one home, getting that is the insurance goal for Frost with a beautiful pass from Icarus.
Yeah, that's a goal that'll make you a lot more comfortable going throughout this game. Music, you know, gonna bury a really good one there, and a really high scoring game here, Psycho. Much different than the previous 3 games that we've had.
Yeah, 4 goals in the first minute. That's completely different from what we've seen. And another one's gonna come out. Saint, I didn't even see what happened. There was just a mess of novices in the air, and then someone scored.
Yeah, I mean, Frost is trying to put the dagger in him early. This is very unnerving if you're a Welps fan, and very unmotivating if you're on Welps team right now. Going down 3 goals in a minute is not ideal. Less than ideal. It's been crazy here, Psycho. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But hey, it is what it is. I think Welps kind of feel the same way. They're probably like, hold on, what's going on right now? Did we get hypnotized or something? Because this team is going off right now. This Frost team is just really turning it on. And I mean, with 6, oh my gosh, Saint with a huge pass and Icarus to find it. Welps not even. I don't know what's going on. It looks like Jeff Masters up trying, but Grebsy just kind of looking at the ball. I think he expected Jeff to be able to get a touch there.
That was an impressive redirect by Icarus, especially for this novice league. You don't see many shots like that, and that was top bins, and it's going to be tough for Welps to make a comeback now. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, plenty of time, but you got to get started here early.
Right, and this Frost roster is looking really decent at this point. I gotta say, I'm not sure. I didn't see I did see the details of the trade, but I don't remember the details of the trade that went down in between Frost and Ignite that gave Music over to Frost. Oh, Grebsy coming out of the back here, getting one for his own, stepping up, trying to put the Welps on his back. He's getting he got the second goal for Welps, but Welps still down by 3. 3 minutes left on the clock, though, Hydra. Plenty of time for the Welps to come back, and we all know that they have the offensive prowess that can do that.
Yeah, they have the facilities for that. And we just gotta see them. We gotta see them step up early. You gotta see a quick goal here within the next minute to make it as easy as possible on them. But they need to get that pressure that they saw in games 1 and 2, and then hopefully mount this comeback.
Yeah, ideally for the Welps, they want to see some back-to-back goals real quick, just to get them within 1 point of the lead. And we are halfway through this match now. Not halfway through this match, excuse me, halfway through the game number 4 in this best-of-5 match. Frost looking to take the gentleman's sweep here as they still have a 3-point lead. But Welps trying to gear up. Grebsy with the shot. Not going to get through Icarus to send that away. Mr. Marino coming over, keeping the pressure alive. Jeff Masters going to miss his touch. Saint to get it past 2 Welps defenders. Gets it past 3. Music is there. He does a little styling, and he gets this easy goal.
Yeah, and Saint gonna just flick it, or I think it was just a little pop over one of them, and then Music gonna bury that one after doing some little spinny spins, Psycho.
Yeah, he just vibing with it right now. I dig this. I dig seeing that Music just out there feeling himself at this moment, and nobody on Frost yet with a hat trick, but all three of them sitting at 2 goals. So next goal for Frost is a hat trick. You love to see it. These guys are just absolutely killing it right now. They are seemingly unstoppable, which is pretty crazy against this 10-2 Whelps roster. Frost really making a name for themselves in the latter part of season number 7 here in Nemesis. The ball gets sent all the way back. Frost taking their time with it now. They know they have plenty of room here, Hydro. The only thing they got to do is pretty much just play smart defense, play keep away, not let the Whelps really generate any sort of offense. Mr. Marino trying to get a shot on net, but it goes wide.
Yeah, you just got to keep these rotations clean if you're Frost. Just don't give up quick goals, and hopefully, if you do give up one, don't give up kickoff goals, because those will be the ones that will, blow this lead for you.
Most definitely. And they have huge amounts of insurance in this game right now. Saint getting it past the defense. Music is there, finds the pass. Nobody from Wells back. It is now 7-2. And I hate to call it this early with 40 seconds left on the clock, Hydro, but I don't think it's possible.
It's over. And Music gonna pick up his hat trick. Filling the stat sheet this game with 3 goals, 2 assists, and 1 save. And I mean, this Frost team, especially this game, looking all around like just a better team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Whelps really came out and put on a good show in the first game. Was able to get the dub away. They looked pretty solid. They made Frost look like they were a little bit shaky, but then game number 2, game number 3, just got better and better. And just like I was thinking, this game number 4, I mean, they've got 9 shots, so they didn't get any more shots, but they got 7 goals. So, they really just let the Whelps have it here in game number 4. And that just about does the ball. Literally just has to hit the ground at this point for Frost to walk away with this gentleman's sweep. And Frost keeping it up. Icarus trying to get one for the road, but not going to get it. Falls off the top of his car. And your winners here in game number 4, goes to Frost. Hats off to them. Great performance from them, putting the Whelps down in the dirt, giving the Whelps their 3rd loss of the season, though it's not. They still got a long road to go before Whelps are dethroned, as the Whelps still, after this one, still technically have 5 games left in the regular season. So Whelps still very much able to keep their number 1 seed at this point, and probably, as long as they don't just drop the rest of their games, Hydra, probably going to stay in that number 1 spot.
Yeah, I mean, that drops the Whelps to 10-3 though, and brings Frost up to 9-4. So, it's going to be an interesting next few weeks for Novice. It's going to be a battle for that top seed, and whoever wins that top seed is going to make their playoff road just that much easier to get to that grand finals. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for that. And if you're Frost, I think you played incredible tonight. You take this momentum and you use that to finish out strong on this winding down season.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Looking good for Frost here tonight. I think that's going to be a pretty strong roster moving forward. I think we're going to, they're the number 3, projected to be the number 3 seed right now. And I wouldn't expect them to really drop down much, if anything, probably go up a little bit, especially if they keep playing like they were playing here tonight. That was a really good performance from them. And I mean, man, I don't know what else to say, but I got a lot of respect for that, because like I've heard that they haven't had a lot of time. Music came over to the roster just, I think, Saturday or Sunday this weekend. So that's pretty impressive that a team like that can take down a team like Whelps. I'm really interested to see what they're able to do with the rest of their season.
Yeah, and sometimes you're just missing that one piece to really complete your team, and maybe Music is that one piece they need to make their season what they want it to be, and hopefully make that grand finals appearance and dub that they want. I mean, it's a little early to talk about that now, but that Frost team if they're beating Whelps pretty handily, that's a 3-1 victory over the top team in Novice. So you're looking pretty solid moving into playoff territory here.
Yeah, that was definitely the solid move. You love to see that from the Frost. But that is pretty much going to do us for our first match here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great matchup. We're going to go to break here in a little minute, and whenever we come back from break, we're going to be going into the Prospect League, where we have the Prospect version of what we just saw, where we have Flurry versus the Wyverns. It's going to be, I think, a pretty good one. Both of these teams are sort of in the middle of the pack. Well, I think one of them's sitting around the 13th seed. I think Flurry's sitting around the 13th seed, but their season's definitely not over yet. They still got a lot of 6 games left to try and make their way in, so they need to win some. They need some certain peoples to lose some so they can find themselves in a play-in spot. But they definitely still in contention for that. Not out of the running yet. But that is going to be a good matchup. I think a lot to gain and lose for both of those teams there. And I just want to thank you, Hydro, for joining me in the booth. It was a pleasure casting next to you. This was a pretty good game for what it was worth. We didn't get a game 5 out of it, but saw a lot of good content and saw this new Frost roster looking pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of action. It was a pleasure casting with you, Psycho, as always. But yeah, we're gonna move into our Wyverns Flurry game, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting one for that one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a banger that you definitely don't want to miss. We're going to take a short break here. So if you need to use the bathroom, refill on some drinks or some snacks, anything like that, and we will be back to you roughly 8-ish minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. So stick around and we will see you shortly. Swoop. Has Venom played yet, Hydra?
Well, they were gonna play at 9:30 today, and then they got moved to Saturday. Who's casting with Jeff?
Oh.
smile on our face. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature, we're body freaks, body freaks. Grind all day, we dance all night. We're body freaks of nature.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. That's right, we are back with our second match of the night. We're going into the Prospect League. We have the 4-8 Flurry versus the 6-6 Wyverns. Your boy Psychonautic, back in the booth, ready to bring this action straight to your screen. And I am joined by the one and only Whelps legend, commentary legend, new guy here to Nemesis, but already feels like a longtime friend. Jeff Masters, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing all right, Psycho, and as always, you always give the most gracious of intros. This is going to be an interesting matchup. So right now, as you mentioned, Flurry are sitting 4-8, and Wyverns are sitting 6-6. So Flurry, honestly, they're not looking at the best possible spot for their league right now. So they're really trying to get this win tonight to even have a chance to kind of edge some teams out, because if not, they're sitting underneath. They're in 13th seed right now, so they've got a couple of places to try and move in the charts to try to get this. So this is really Flurry's game to try and get something going. Now, granted, they still have to still betting on other teams like losing and other things like that, but a win here is definitely what they have to get to try to be in that run-up position. And Wyverns are looking pretty good right now in the playoffs. They're in 4th seed. So I don't know. We'll see how this plays out on the pitch as the night unfolds.
Yeah, I agree. This game, it's critical, absolutely critical for Flurry to get a W here tonight. And like you said, yeah, other teams got to lose and stuff, but as Flurry, what they need to worry about is just getting this win here tonight against Wyverns. Wyverns sitting pretty comfortably, not at the top spot, not at the bottom spot, but they are in the 4th seed, even though they have a worse record than the 5th through the 8th seed, because that's just how seeding works around here. Don't ask me. I didn't set it up, but that's how it goes down. So Wyverns sitting pretty, sitting comfortable. They know, they can give and take a little bit here, but it looks like they're ready to join on up here, Jeff Masters. So let me get it from you. Let me hear. Well, actually, kind of have a feeling. I know you might have a little bit of a bias. So do you think that your Wyvern boys are going to be able to take this win here? Or do you think that we're going to see an upset from Flurry?
I mean, honestly, trying to be completely unbiased, I do think that the Wyverns are going to take this. But I'm not saying that it's not going to be close. I think Flurry still have a good shot, but I think as this game unfolds, I feel like just the Wyverns are going to have a little bit more control in the game and end up taking this one. But I'm not going to say it's a sweep, though. Might be like I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 Wyverns.
3-1 Wyverns. All right. That's not a bad prediction. Wyverns definitely got the upper hand here. Flurry a little bit more of a Magic Pep just starting things off with the heat.
Yeah, he got a shot off the sidewall. C-Money tried to bring it around, and then you see just Davey there trying to come back as quickly as he could. Just not enough boost, not enough speed. So it's actually Flurry who strike first within the first 30 seconds of game number 1.
And that is something that you love to see. Oh my, C-Money out of nowhere claps back immediately for the Wyverns.
I mean, honestly, beautiful kickoff setup from Davey there. Magic Pep, not the greatest touch, but C-Money is looking for redemption after kind of mishandling that one ball back on his own side of the field. So it's 1-1 within 6 seconds of Flurry scoring. Just Wyverns basically saying, hey, we can definitely put some points up on the board as well, and nothing is free around here.
And you love to see it coming from C-Money as well. C-Money, an absolute OG in the Nemesis Gaming League. He has put so much time and energy into making this the great thing that it is. The only human being on the face of the planet with a Nemesis Gaming League tattoo, I believe, to this day. Big shout out to him. You love to see him popping off here on stream. With a minute gone from the clock, King Muffington trying to take things down. Magic Pep with the big clear off of it. And I just want to talk a little bit real quick, Jeff Masters, about these rosters. I'm not sure who you are aware of and who you aren't aware of. I'm sure you do know the Wyverns, but on the Flurry side, you've got the Sub-Zero OG Magic Pepperoni, also big time here in the booth. And then you have the GM Dan, who is nothing super crazy, but he's just an all-around solid player. He's got really good fundamentals, really good basics. And then Parallax, who even though he puts his name as below average, Parallax is also an OG here in the Nemesis League. He's been with us a long time and was with Rocker Man over in Evolution for a long time. And actually got to play with him, Jeff Masters, a little bit on Gladiators. And I got to say, the man is cracked out of his mind.
Well, shoot, we'll see as this game unfolds what really happens with that. I love to see it firsthand myself, honestly. I love a good competition out on the field. So with you talking about all these opponents that Wyverns are up, it looks like they could have their something cut out for them to try to win. The good pressure here as Dan finds a pass and gets a shot into the back of the net.
And the pass play coming out from Flurry Magic. Pep with the touch off the backboard. And you can see Magic going for that demo, going for that bump, putting the pressure on the defense, allowing Dan to get that touch through and taking the lead for Flurry with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock, almost halfway through game number one. Excuse me. Almost fell out of my chair. Activate boomer mode. I did not even realize. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock now, we are officially halfway through as Parallax gets up there and makes a good touch and a save for Frost, coming off that last Novice game off of Flurry. See Money in the midfield, sending it down to Davey. Davey trying to get the slow play, trying to get the fake, and Magic Pepperoni with a huge dunk. Parallax trying to get that one through, but C Money stands strong on the goal line, Jeff.
Honestly, that was a really sick amount of speed from C Money. I was looking at that play. I was like, there's no way C Money is able to get to this, but absolutely just turned on the afterburners and just got there. And now you see, now they've kind of turned it around and put Flurry on their back feet. A double commit there might be a little bit dangerous, but we'll see. Dan's got a little bit of space to work with, trying to get that chip play, but just so far, good Rocket League back and forth.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Parallax doing massive work on the Flurry goal line. 3 saves so far. Dan with 2 himself, but Wyverns holding down 5 saves as well. Both of these teams just doing massive work in the offensive, in the offensive and the defensive parts of their game here tonight.
Honestly, oh, what a good pass, but it just goes unanswered. Dan takes it, he brings it back around.
Oh my! They didn't see it. They didn't see it coming. Dan, like he's rotating out, but psych, I'm gonna turn on this ball, hit an angle. C Money just not ready for it. Honestly, I'm not even sure. C Money probably thought that was gonna hit post and bounce out, because I thought it was gonna hit post and bounce out.
Well, I mean, you saw he went for the save on the other shot. I think he thought Parallax really had a shot there. C Money made contact. I mean, you couldn't ask for him to do too much more than that, but just damn, really quick on that rotation. That's some really good game sense to be able to like turn around that quickly and recognize the hole that was in the defense for the Wyverns. And look, I mentioned earlier it's going to be 3-1. I did not say the order in which the 3-1 happened. So we're just going to say that, the first game might go to Flurry, but then Wyverns the next 3. I don't know. I'm just joshing around. But right now I'm seeing good Rocket League from both of these teams, although that miss from C Money could be catastrophic, but Muffington coming in to help him out. But we'll see what happens. 15 seconds left. Not a whole lot of time left, Psycho.
Yeah, not a lot. And I think Flurry's pretty much got this one on the bag, but I want to point out that I think you might have hit the nail on the head. I gotta say that BDE, Big Dragon Energy, they are known for the gentleman's sweep, at least in my opinion. Like, I've seen that org in the different leagues, whether it be Novice, Prospect, Titan, whatever. I've seen a lot of gentleman's sweeps come out of the Dragon org. So, even though Flurry just took that game number 1, personally, I wouldn't put it past Wyverns to come back and take the next 3.
I mean, honestly, it's looking at the sheets. I mean, Flurry had more shots, but I mean, still, Wyverns had pressure on Flurry's net. And then the save game from Wyverns, they had some saves, but I think just a little bit more of that pressure from Flurry is really what made Wyverns crack. And unfortunately, a couple of just what the hell type of happen moments where you just weren't expecting the ball to go a certain direction, just kind of caught off guard. But that is just first game. I don't like to try to call an outcome based off of first games. because anything can change really quickly. You know, a team can adapt just in a split second. So we'll see what happens with Wyverns and Flurry as we go into game number 2.
Yeah, we will see, and I gotta point out, I'm interested to see if we see King. I'm interested to see if we see King Muffington sort of step things up a little bit. He was pretty quiet in that game, and he's got a little bit of a reputation here in the Nemesis League. People know that King Muff definitely has pop-off potential. He's done it many times here on stream. So I'm kind of expecting him to sort of step things up a little bit, be a little bit more vocal during this game, and see if he's able to apply that extra pressure to Flurry here. But I don't know, Jeff Masters, if Flurry plays the way that they did in game number 1, Wyverns are going to be hard pressed. They played a solid game.
Yes, they did. Honestly, I feel like Wyverns kind of got a little bit too aggressive too quickly. They kind of full sent in a lot of situations, and there was no one in the backfield on a couple of occasions that really let the ball go the other direction rather quickly on counter strikes. So if they can kind of dial that back in, get their rotations around a little bit, they might be able to find some shots. They got a good breakaway right here, but see where Parallax puts this.
King Muffington off the backboard. See money coming in and trying to take a shot as well, but it's gonna go a little bit wide. Wyverns starting to heat things up here in their offensive end. Just about a minute gone from the clock. Still 0-0. Big demo coming out from King Muff. The ball gets sent all the way back. Muff there for it. He's going to take possession of it. Gets the 50 with Magic in the midfield. Davey sends it away. Davey going to follow it out of the corner. Gets another touch. King Muff was there, but it's going to go out. Dan gets the clear for Flurry. And Wyverns are definitely starting to gear things up. They've got 4 shots now, Jeff, and Flurry has 0.
Yeah, they're definitely turning up the pressure, but also I like it. I like seeing C-Money back there because that was a big clear that definitely could have gone the other way had C-Money not even been there to challenge, so definitely good looks there. But yeah, bringing the pressure already. Just so far, Flurry have really just stood up to the presence that Wyverns have been trying to bring. Had a couple of pass attempts that just couldn't quite connect on. Even that one right there from Muffington, just a little bit of an awkward read, but they're having the pressure on the other side of the field, which is at least a good thing. You don't want to be pinned back on your own side, and they're getting out of it, and they are getting some looks at net, but just nothing is falling quite yet. I say you give it a little bit of time, and you might see something change.
There might very well. Parallax there, trying to get that ball past the defense. Flurry still without a single shot on net, though they are getting closer and closer. Davey with a huge clear. Davey trying to get the ball in front of Flurry's net. Oh my goodness, C-Money was there for the shot, but gets demoed by Dan, unable to get it through the defense. King Muffington sticking with it, but he leaves it. Parallax gonna 50 through C-Money. Parallax leaving the ball. King Muffington turns on it, trying to get it through, but Dan takes it away from him. As we see the ball go back and forth in Flurry's defensive zone. Magic to the mid. King Muffington was there to send that ball all the way out, and we are past the halfway point here in game number 2, still sitting at a 0-0 scoreline at this point. Jeff, this is, I don't know what to say about it. It's kind of weird to see this from game number 1. It's almost like both of these teams sort of took a step back and wanted to reevaluate.
Yeah, honestly, it's interesting to see that this game is still 0-0. Like you said, Flurries have not had a look at the net yet, but they've been all over the defensive side, and they have been shutting down the attempts that Wyverns have been trying to bring. But honestly, to see it's still a 0-0 clearly goes to show you that I think Wyverns kind of backed up a little bit, realized that they were getting a little bit aggressive on some of these play styles, but even then, I'm surprised to see that there is still 0 scores. We're even approaching the final minute of the game. Anything could happen still.
Anything could happen. Most definitely, we could see a 0-0 overtime, which would be quite the side. I do like me a 0-0 overtime, as the tension in those scenarios is extremely high, and you get to see what players have the clutch gene and which players have the choke gene. Magic Pepperoni out to the mid. Muff to take it away from him. King Muff with the boop out to the mid, but Parallax is there to make the stop. Parallax with the toss down to Dan. Dan to send it all the way into the corner. It's up. Magic Pepperoni's there, but he gets under the ball instead of on top of it, sending the ball up and wide. In the final 30 seconds now, winding down. We're still sitting at 0-0, Jeff. And Fleury still don't have a single shot on net.
Honestly, out of all that chaos, still not a shot on net. They had pressure there. I feel like they had it. That one moment where it was right in front of the net, that was it. And they just couldn't quite get it. Like you said, a little bit of a mistouch. Good demo from C-Money trying to open it up. I like the plays here, going for the physicality. There it is. King Muffington puts it in.
King, I tell you, he's gonna show up. I knew it had to be him. He was the quiet one, and there he is. 7 seconds left on the clock. King Muffington showing up for his team, putting them on the board, and now Wyverns just have to play a smart 7 seconds of Rocket League as Fleury goes for, I'm not sure if, I think that's called the Spanish kickoff, but they go for a fake kickoff, but it doesn't work out for him. The ball touches. Wyverns take game number 2, and they tie the series up, moving into game number 3. You know they got to be happy about that one. I know you are, Jeff.
Hey, trying to stay as unbiased as possible, you know, being a caster and all, but yeah, I mean, it is nice to see, trying to at least get my prediction right for that matter. But I don't honestly know what to call that game. I'd like to call it a battle, but Fleury didn't have any shots at net. So, I mean, yeah, Wyverns were under pressure just by the ball being on their side of the field, but they never had to go for a single save. I mean, you see it across the board, 0 saves, 0 shots. So, like, I don't know. I guess it was an interesting scrim, and then just Wyverns kind of took advantage. I feel like those demo plays towards the end kind of opened up that opportunity for them to get that score. It was a demo opportunity, and then there was a little bit of just a faltering, and then King Muffington with a great read just slotted it in. So honestly, we'll see what Fleury does in this third one, but they've got to at least get a shot on net. At least try to get something, especially when they had the opportunity that I feel like they could have scored with. It was right there. They kind of had the Wyverns defense a little bit, you know, off kilter a bit, and they still couldn't take that opportunity to score. Got to take those shots, especially when you're banking on this game, you know, being the one that you need to win to try to make the playoffs for this season.
Yeah, they definitely need some more ferocity in them. Ferocity in them. They need a little bit of that fire under their butts to get them moving, if you will. However, I also think, Jeff, that a little bit of what we saw in game number 2, as far as what happened with Fleury, yeah, they just didn't. It's like they just didn't get there. They just didn't make it happen. But some of their offensive pushes were just unfortunate circumstances. You know, they put it there, but the ball, you know, got touched and pinched away, or it didn't count as a shot, which is kind of crazy because Rocket League counts almost everything as a shot. But you know, for whatever reason, you know, it wasn't in their favor. So we'll have to see here if they're able to pick up the pieces moving forward. And it looks like so far that they might be able to do just that.
Well, that's their first shot right there, and I like the look that they were trying to get the demo. I think it was C-Money, though, that just kind of avoided it. I couldn't quite see what the name tag was, but close attempt there from Fleury, but I like the play. I like that physicality play. I just mentioned it earlier when I was talking about the Wyverns. It is a great way to disrupt a team and try and get it off its rotations. And all they got to do is kind of keep some pressure. It's floating in front of the net.
Oh! Woof! Magic Pep coming in and finding that top 90. You love to see it. Dan missing his shot, but it might have faked out the defense a little bit. C-Money was just completely awkward in that situation and couldn't do much for his team. But Magic Pepperoni to send that one home, buried it in the back of the net, and took the lead for Fleury.
Indeed, and I think C-Money was trying to go for a floor pinch, but yeah, just left completely awkward on that transaction. So, good look for Fleury. Well, I mean, we've only played 2 games, but I mean, I guess the team that takes the lead first is the team that normally wins. So, and they got a second look at net right here. Magic Peep right down the center, easy slot. Look more like a field goal if you ask me.
Yeah, most definitely caught the defense lacking there, and nobody ready for Magic Pep to send that one home, but he did just that, and he got that insurance goal. Now Fleury's up by 2 points with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock, looking really good for them to take game number 3 at this point if Wyverns aren't able to answer back. And they still got quite a bit of time, I gotta say, Jeff, but 3 minutes is a lot of time until you look up and you've only got 1 minute left. But it does. Ooh, Parallax is gonna come in and just sink a third one for Fleury.
I'm seeing a lot of whiffs on the Wyvern side, and it's forcing either the third that was banking on that shot to be hit to have to turn really quickly, and they're trying to clear the ball out, and there's no power there because they're just having to turn so quick to try to hit these shots. And right now, Fleury are taking advantage out of all these missed attempts from Wyverns to just make some good, solid contact and to just try to clear the ball out of their side of the field. And now they've got a 3-goal lead halfway through the game with maybe a fourth right here to the lower right side as Parallax slots it in.
Now, I'm not sure what the Wyverns are doing, but it's not correct. I'll just say that, as they are just, it's seemingly all over the place. They're everywhere on the field except for in front of the net. And Frost just having or not Frost, I keep going back to that Novice League. The Fleury just having they both start with F, and they're both in the same org, both snow related or ice related, but they're having a field day with Wyvern's net at this point, Jeff. And I mean, it's 2 minutes left on the clock. There's plenty of time for Wyverns to come back, but Fleury's popping off right now.
Yeah, Flurries is popping off, and Wyverns are just kind of struggling, like I said, to make some decent contact even there, right there off the back wall. Shot again, but luckily C-Money is there. But yeah, they're put in so many awkward situations. They might have a look here as Muffington goes for the cut, but I mean, they've got to kind of clean up their game a little bit here to have a shot at coming back. They've got time, like you said, but it is not a lot. 4 goals in 1 minute and 40 seconds. That time ticks away so quick when no ball is going into the net like it is right now.
Yeah, and they pretty much need to find the back of the net like right now if they want to start mounting this comeback. And I'm looking at the scoreboard here, and until just a second ago, there was 2 Wyverns that had double-digit points. And now I'll admit that points aren't everything. It's not like, you only had 100 points at the end of the game, so you didn't play well. That's not necessarily true. But when you're 4 minutes into the game and you haven't hit double-digit points, that usually means you haven't got very many clears, you haven't got very many looks on net, you haven't been doing too much, and sometimes it's in the rotation, but sometimes you're just having a bad game. And I don't know, right now, to me, Jeff, it looks like Wyverns are just having a bad game.
It does look like they're having a bad game. I feel like they're kind of reverting back. They're full sending, and no one's making contact like they need to. And so it's just really put them in this sort of, it almost feels like it's a thrown away game at this point. But still, they can come back in the later games. But I'm thinking that this third game is called, and they're gonna have to try and really dig deep in the final choices and chances to try to come back at this, because it's gonna be match point after this game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is very true. Fleury will be sitting straight in front of match point. They'll be 2-1 in the series. They'll only need one more win to take home the dub away from the Wyverns. But we'll move into game number 4. This one pretty much a done and dusted deal. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Dan, you're disgusting.
I mean, honestly, just at the end, I know it doesn't have as much pull, because it's the end and they already have a 4-goal lead, but my gosh, Jeez. What a passing play and a shot from Dan to put that in. Just a beautiful read. Honestly, wish that would have happened at the beginning of the game, because that deserves so much more hype than being like a shot that just kind of gets chipped in at the end of a match that's already been won.
Yeah, no joke. That was completely unnecessary, but probably one of the best shots that's been hit in Prospect so far. I'm not saying the best, one of the best, because holy moly, that was what? How did he get that? How did he find that angle? That looked like a Titan level shot to me.
I don't know, man. All I know is that right there, I mean, those goals that kind of go in towards the end, at least from my experience, they can really mess with your head as a team. Okay, let's just keep them at 4. Let's just keep them at 4, and we'll just take the loss and go on. And then they end up scoring another one, buzzer beater or whatever. It's just like, oh my gosh, can I not just keep it there? So that might be a little bit of a morality shot for anything else than for Fleury. So we'll see. So Wyvern's got to show up in this final game. Well, potentially final game. Otherwise, they're going home with a loss. And Fleury's really want this. They're really fighting for this. Like we mentioned earlier, they need this to try to have a shot at getting into the playoffs. So they're going to fight like hell to try to get this win for their team. And so we'll see as this game unfolds what exactly is going to happen.
100%. Fleury absolutely needs the win here. And aside, see money coming in with the soft touch right there, perfectly redirected into the net. Magic Pepperoni did not expect that.
Honestly, I feel like he's like, there's no way C-Money has this. And then as he sees the ball coming in, he's like, oh crap, I need to go for this. And then just at that point, the ball is already sent. What a shot from C-Money, and honestly a beautiful pass to getting it there, getting the read, and getting the early lead. This is what Wyverns, well, now that we're 3 games in, I think it's safe to say that whichever team scores first is kind of the one favored to win, because that seems to be what happens. And looking for a second shot, but almost falling in. Good pressure from Wyverns. Good to see them getting off their backside and with authority taking shots at net. And Fleury only have let one slip so far, but it's only been 1 minute and already a lot of pressure. Good rotations from Wyverns.
And this is absolutely, Wyverns have to win this if they don't want to walk away with the loss. Well, it's worth mentioning, if the Wyverns lose here to Fleury's, they're not out of the playoffs or the play-ins. It does put them a little bit further down the line, so closer to being out. If they end up dropping too many games in the latter part of the season, they can definitely find themselves out of the playoffs and play-ins. But this game's not going to decide that. C-Money coming in and burying that one above the defense.
You gotta love those plays where you just get on your own, just dodging right past Dan, such speed. C-Money popping off for his team in this game, and this is exactly what they need. C-Money showing up for his team. So they've got some really good momentum going forward in this match, and all they got to do is keep up this pressure, and they'll be looking pretty good going into Game 5.
With 3 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock, Fleury still got plenty of time to turn this thing around, but they are down by 2. At this point, Magic Pepperoni almost finding that pass from Parallax in the midfield. Dan not back far enough. C-Money gonna get that touch. That is C-Money bags the hat trick out here popping off my man.
C-Money is playing the solo game today. He's got 1 assist from Muffington, but other than that, C-Money's like, hey, I'll take these shots in myself. I'm feeling good this game. I was getting a lot of whiffs last game, and this one I'm feeling good. He's really showing up for his team.
He is, and you love to see it. I've seen so many people and hear so many people say, "Oh yeah, C-Money, he's all right. He's all right. He ain't nothing special. He ain't nothing special. You can beat him easy." But here he is, popping off, just having a great night here. You love to see it. That man is a staple here in the Nemesis community. Been around for a long time, put a lot in, and it is paying off for him here tonight. He's been hitting the weight room. We're seeing he's feeling good. He's looking good, at least in game number 2 and game number 4. Not so much Jeff Masters in game number 1 and game number 3.
Yeah, I feel like, it was like, it's like watching the Rocky movie, like you had the one where you just lose, and then all of a sudden C-Money hit the Rocky montage and just like went into this game, and he's like, yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to take on Clubber Lang or whatever. So it's like, yep, play the music and everything. C-Money's feeling good. He even had a look earlier, just a little bit high, but honestly, Wyverns, I can't just say this is completely C-Money. I'm seeing really solid rotations out of Wyverns. Not to take that away from them at all. They're playing a really more solid game than they were in the previous by a long shot, and getting some clears, getting a lot of pressure, getting some passing plays. Like right here, ball in front of the net, no one's there. Oh, Dan rushing in, getting that save. But 1 minute 30 left on the clock, 3-goal lead. This is almost exactly where Fleury had Wyverns in the game prior. And if they can shut them down like Fleury shut down Wyverns before, this is going to be a game number 5, winner take all.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's going to be just that because it's looking like the Fleury is just discombobulated at this point. It looks like they're just disorganized and out of tempo. They can't seem to get it together here in game number 4. And with just barely 60 seconds left on the clock, they are very, very in need. They're in very much need of the precious time that they have. And I'm stumbling all over my words, Jeff, but you basically get what I'm saying. I hope everybody else gets what I'm saying, that they don't got a lot of time left. They're in a delicate situation. They need to make something happen right here, right now, or Wyverns are going to force the game 5.
Yep, approaching the final 30 seconds. Parallax trying to get something to happen, but Wyvern's just like a brick wall right now, shutting down. This ball has stayed in the corner for a while, but no looks right now. But Dan might have one right here. C-Money was awkward getting back. So is this the shot that Fleury need to try to come back within 25 seconds, Psycho?
That is exactly the shot that they need, but I'll tell you what, they need something else. They need to score off of this kickoff. If they don't score off of this kickoff right here, right now, it's over in my opinion. In my opinion, there's just not enough time. And we'll see if they're able to do just that as it goes in favor of Fleury. C-Money pops it up. This is not looking good. Magic Pep was there, but Davey got there as well to send things out. Davey with the touch around Parallax. Muffington to send it down. Only 10 seconds left on the clock.
Ooh.
And the big demos coming out from Wyverns as they do everything in their power to secure it. Pepperoni not able to get it off the ground enough. And Wyverns going to take game number 4, sending us, ladies and gentlemen, into a game number 5. You love to see it. Wyverns versus Fleury. Who is going to take this match? Jeff Masters, do you still think Wyverns got this?
Well, you know, it's been one of those type of back and forth kind of nights, and now it's like difficult for me to exactly say who I think is going to win. This carried on longer than I thought. Fleury have put up a good fight. Wyverns had a really good run like really solid run. If they're continuing like that momentum, they're unstoppable in game 5. But because this has been sort of a bipolar match for both of these teams, like they have really solid game, then they just have a game where it's all just not connected, all disconjoined. And I don't know, this might just be one of those back and forth nights where now Fleury's going to come out on top. But if it's by momentum alone, then Wyverns has got this hands down.
Yeah, no, I don't know what side to take myself. I think it could go either way at this point. If the pattern continues, Fleury's going to take this game right here as they took game 1-3. And so by pattern, taking game 5. However, man, in game number 2, we saw King Muff step up to the plate. We saw him pop off for his team and get that W. And in game number 4, we saw C-Money do the same and absolutely just almost single-handedly take on Fleury. I think if Wyverns want to win here, it's going to be Davey's turn, and Davey almost getting a beautiful shot. But I think, honestly, Jeff, that's what it's going to take. I think Davey's got to step up in this game.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I feel like, and not just Davey, it's just, I mean, yeah, you were mentioning the pass play from King Muffington. I feel like everybody kind of, for Wyverns, needs to show up a little bit more, not so it's solely on C-Money. They had a really good shot there. Davey had an amazing air dribble, but then they like full sent and neither made contact, and it forced them back onto their own side. Luckily, they've been able to recover quite quickly and get it out of there, but they've got to be careful not to get too anxious on attempts where they feel like they can slot it into the back of the net. Because it's those times where, you know, those counter strikes are so deadly. You don't realize how fast the ball is moving until you have to try to turn around with very little boost and make a shot. Pressure coming in, but so far the Wyverns holding strong.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, the higher in the leagues you go here in Nemesis, the more deadly that counterattack becomes. You know, in the novice league, you'll see people hit a counterattack and they just bang the ball and then they're not sure where it's going and it doesn't go towards the net. It goes over into the corner and then the ball gets overturned. Magic Pep with the shot right there. But in Prospect, you know, those counterattacks, like you said, they become deadly. You get players in Prospect that will slow the game down, do know how to make accurate shots. Just like that, Parallax coming through getting the first goal for Fleury, taking the lead and controlling now the pace. Fleury, this is not good for you, Jeff. This is not good for you.
It's not. I know it's not. And hey, I made one too many of those mistakes myself. You think you've got the clear coming cross, and then you just kind of slot it off the side of your car, and it doesn't catch air, and it's a perfect pass right to the middle, unfortunately. But C-Money right here, showing up again for the Wyverns, scoring the equalizer.
C-Money is on one tonight. He is just there. Muffington, I'm not sure if he missed the ball or if he purposefully faked, but it did work to fake out the defender, and C-Money just had an open lane, sent it straight through. C-Money's got that accuracy tonight. He's firing on all cylinders, and if Fleury doesn't shut him down, is he really? Oh no, I thought he was about to get a double, but Fleury gonna take that one away. Davey keeping the pressure alive for Wyverns. Parallax to pop it out. Parallax trying to find a second touch, but Dan gets up in front of him. Is gonna just jumble things up a little bit. Is Fleury trying to get back on the offense here. Parallax gets it taken away from him. C-Money in the corner. Muffington to follow. Muffington with it. Pops it up. Parallax to take it away as we reach the halfway point here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in game number 5. This is the one for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen, and we are tied at 1-1. You love to see it. Jeff, do you think that Wyverns have the edge at this point?
Oh my gosh, they're under a lot of pressure right now. They've been able to hold it off so far. Counter-strike attempt right here could be it to score. Davies showing up. Honestly, I have no idea what just happened there. That was such a quick turn of events, but the Wyverns ended up capitalizing off of it.
They sure did, and it was by Davey. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I said Davey had to show up, and here he is. Davey showing up. 2 saves, 1 goal. I mean, what can I say? I feel like a prophet right now, Jeff.
Hey man, go ahead, take it. You can take that. Your predictions are better than mine right now. Currently, I thought this was going 3-1. Now we're sitting 2-2 in game 5, and but still, Wyverns looking like they could win it, but a lot of time left on the clock. We'll see as it continues to go. Some good pressure here from Davey. Can he get the pass out mid to Muffington? Oh, just misses that, and that one might be cleared away.
And plenty of time definitely left on the clock for Frost, but historically so far in this series, whenever and I said Frost again, excuse me, I mean Fleury, but whenever Wyverns have gone up in this series, they have not, I don't think that they've lost a lead yet, if my memory serves. My memory is Boomer style though, so it might not be serving right. I apologize.
No, I believe you are right there. If Wyverns have gotten a lead, I do not think they have given it up.
There you go, there you go. And with only 60 seconds left on the clock, Wyverns are leading. Wyverns are looking to take this. Davies there. He's gonna put it in the bottom corner. Holy placement.
C-Money gets a good 50, sets it up perfectly, and Davey, just like a rocket, up to that ball, bottom left side. I don't think he was expecting to slot it there, because Parallax was really trying to get back to get that. A 2-goal lead at 50 seconds is a really good spot to be, but Davey's looking a little awkward, going for the squishy and nails it. So Davey is really popping off for his team right now.
He is popping off for his team, and that's exactly what they needed. All 3 of these Wyvern players have popped off in their own respective games and been able to win the game every time they did. However, I don't want to count Fleury out yet. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're down by 2, but anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen, and this Fleury roster definitely has the potential to make something happen, though what we're seeing right now is not really working out in their favor, as Wyverns are keeping it in their defensive zone, and we are winding down to the final 10 seconds here. Wyvern still up by 2. Fleury has to do something right now.
Oh,
and
no!
C-Money just gonna find one for the road. C-Money sticking the dagger directly in the heart of Fleury. It's so painful.
You see, I mean, I'm not gonna blame Parallax. You're trying to full send the squad. You're trying to make that offensive turn, but you just didn't realize how fast C-Money is to that ball and just takes an easy shot in, really the security goal that they need. So it might not have happened exactly how I thought it was going to, Psycho, but Wyverns are going to be your Game 5 victors after a long-fought battle between the both of these teams.
Long fought indeed, and holy, what a match. GG's to both of those teams. Great gameplay. You love to see that type of stuff right there. Game 5 win for the Wyverns, going to 7-6 in their season record, and Fleury with the loss that might be the end of their season right there. They still do have 5 matches, but I'm not sure. I think that they need a miracle at this point for them to make a play-in spot. And, that feels bad, Jeff, but, teams, there's so many teams that got to sit down and take the L after the regulation because there's only so many spots for the play-ins and playoffs. Wyverns looking hot, though. Definitely going to see them in playoffs here this season.
Yeah, for sure. But like you mentioned, good games to Fleury. Really showing up. That was a heck of a performance against the Wyverns. It was a little bit bipolar sometimes, but when Fleury was on, they were really on, and it was honestly a really hard fight. Congratulations taking that even all the way to Game 5. I definitely did not see that coming. But still a little happy, trying to be unbiased, but Dragon Energy, part of that org. So happy to see the Wyverns take that victory in the end. But honestly, I was just some really solid Rocket League watching both of these teams pop off in their each individual ways. I was happy to be a part of it, Psycho.
Yeah, I agree. You love to see that type of content. I love to see Game 5s, Game 7s. I love to see the underdog stories, the underdogs come back. Fleury almost able to do just that, almost takes the W as the underdog, but Wyverns just clutched up. That's exactly what we expect to see from any team in the Dragon org. That's just what they do. They're known for. It's the only org to produce a team with an undefeated. Well, I think there might be more than undefeated, but the first team to go undefeated in Nemesis is from the Dragon org, the Drakes, and that was just a great season for them and a great game from the Wyverns there. You love to see it, and that wraps up our game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a short break, and whenever we come back, we're going to be staying in the Prospect League here tonight, where we have the 8-4 Blackhawks going up against the 7-5 Warhawks. That's a tongue twister, and 2 bird-related teams that are going up against each other, Jeff, and I think it's going to be a really, really interesting game. Both of those teams have a lot on the line.
Yep, indeed. So definitely stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. But Psycho, thank you so much for having me out here. It was a pleasure, sir. Always great casting with you, my man.
Always a pleasure. And not thank me. Thank you for spending your time coming up here with me. It was a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break, couple of minutes before we get back into the action. So you don't want to go anywhere else. Stick around and see what we got going on here.
Bending over backwards just to let you in. Yeah. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
paralyze my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice tracing on my falling.
started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling, falling.
All right, what is going on, everybody? We are back for our final matchup of the night. We've had a couple of bangers going down on stream. Maybe a slight upset in the first matchup, a game 5 in the second, and we've got a great one to end things off in the Prospect League here. I'm Rockerman, back in the booth from earlier, joined by the one and only Magic Pepperoni. Magic, sorry, I'm condolences for the loss, but I'm glad to have you in the booth here, and hopefully we can turn around some good action in this one.
I mean, we got 5 games of content, so I mean, small wins, we take those. And when C Money peaks, I mean, they deserve it. So shout out to C Money because he shows that All Star is well deserved. So shout out to him. And we're staying in the Prospect League. I'm staying home for this one, and I get to watch my 2 former teammates go head to head. And I think this is probably the most evenly matched two teams in Prospect right now. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We have Blackhawks who have had a great season, and they're leading the Central Division, if I recall correctly. And then you have the Warhawks here, who are looking to make some noise as well at 7-5. So both even records here as we had in this one. Magic, we're running a little bit behind. I think we're actually still waiting on people to join the lobby here. There's some technical issues, but what can you tell us about these two teams? You said they were pretty evenly matched. What do you know about them before we head into this one?
Well, if Ice Griff manages to get in here, he's probably going to be the guy to watch out for Warhawks. He's a very speedy player. I mean, he has mechanics, but he usually just goes for, I'm going to dust you to this ball and plays very fundamental. Glaze is going to be the guy that's going for double resets at the worst possible time, but pulling it off anyway. So, I mean, if Glaze starts clipping, this game's over. But, I mean, the other side, you got Alpha with the same capabilities. I mean, his teammates are no slouches either. Senatario, I mean, he's peaking 1,500 plus. So these are two teams that are probably not going to be Prospect next season. Like, all of them are going to be moving up. So two very evenly matched teams in terms of skill. But I do think it'll come down to coordination with each other. Warhawks, they haven't been together very long. Like, this is like coming up on like their 3rd week. So, they're getting their chemistry together. But, this Blackhawks team, I feel like they've been rolling for a while. So it's going to be on, I think, Ice Griff to set the pace of play.
Yeah, definitely so. And while we're waiting on people to join the lobby, I'm not sure if these guys have been shouted out before, but I'm going to shout them out again anyway. Shout out to Dan for the 8-month resub, Parallax for the 6-month resub, and then Dukes with the 6-month resub as well. Much love for the support on the stream so far. And shout out to everyone else. We just passed, not too long ago, passed 1,600 followers on the channel. So shout out to everyone for supporting us here as we continue on with only a couple of games left in the season. Magic, as we're down to the final 6 games here. Last match of the night. These guys, they're close. They're close in the records here. Blackhawks are the 3 seed. Warhawks they're right on the edge. They're tied for the last playoff spot, right in the play-in tournament at the moment. So this is a really crucial matchup, especially for the Warhawks to try to push into that playoff race so they don't get stuck in that play-in tournament.
Yeah, and a team like Warhawks, I mean, Glaze I want to see Glaze win no matter what, but this is a game that I'm kind of pulling against them because, as you said, this is playoff implications, and we need a team like the Warhawks to drop out for us to have any hope of making it in. So that just goes to show that, I mean, if you drop games like this, I mean, it's making your road a lot more difficult, and it's opening up the door for teams like Fleury to, take your spot.
Yeah, definitely so, and we'll have to see. Magic, as we get things going. I want a quick prediction from you as the Discord. They picked Blackhawks in this one. Are you rocking with the Discord at 54-30, or you think the Warhawks got the upset, slight upset maybe?
I mean, shout out to my boy Alpha. I think he's clutch, but I can never go against Glaze. He's too good.
All right. Well, we will see if Glaze and the boys here on the Warhawks are going to take the victory. They've got North and Ice Griff to join them, and then the Blackhawks with Senatario, Alpha, and Eternal. We'll get this game underway. This ball sent to the midfield, shot towards the net, but it's going to be saved away. This ball still hanging on the goal line, but Eternal is going to find the momentary clear. This one sent back into the Warhawks zone. As Glaze Gonna pop this one up, going for the flip reset. He's getting mechanical. He's looking for the shot. He's trying to find the dunk there. Here comes Ice Grip to try to put it away. But yeah, Magic, I think your analysis is spot on. He's going for those plays.
I mean, could he have just slotted the top left corner and gotten the first goal of the series? Sure, but that's not as fun as, going for a flip reset on stream. I tried my hand at it, and I think Glaze got a little closer right there as barely saved away. He actually had the follow-up, too, off the bounce, which is barely off target. But you can see the skill is being shown early on. It didn't take long for these nerves to wear off for guys like Ice Griff and Glaze that have already taken the game to the sky and somehow still 0-0.
You gotta respect it. Even in the prospect league, you start to get those guys, Magic, that are just gonna take this guy, like you said, get mechanical. As Eternal is on an air dribble looking for a flip reset, and honestly, I've been impressed, Magic. I know the boundaries went up, but a lot more mechanics in prospect league this season.
Yeah, and guys like Glaze, I don't even think he would have been challenger. I think he would have barely missed out if the boundaries stayed exactly the same. So you can just imagine if the rest of these guys were in challenger, Glaze would be running this league right now. It's guys like him that are just so mechanical for being a prospect player. I mean, the rest of the guys on the Blackhawks are no slouchers. All three of these players are extremely mechanical, and I wouldn't put it past any of them to hit a flip reset themselves. But, I mean, half the game gone by here, with the amount of pressure, the amount of stats on the scoreboard, shots and saves, the fact that that's 0-0, that's a little crazy.
The Blackhawks have already racked up 6 saves on this one. Impressive considering the Warhawks only have 5 shots. I don't know how that correlates, but hey, I don't question Rock League here, as it happens sometimes. But this ball sent it back in, and it's still 0-0 despite all that. So Warhawks a little bit awkward in their back half, but gonna find the clear out as little team searching for the first goal of this game. This one's sent up. Alpha, a little bit clear away. Here comes North for the shot, but Eternal, he's gonna pick up a savior medal. The saves continue to rack up. The defense is going hard here, but no one quite able to break through yet. Is Eternal trying to find a 50? Alpha could try to help him out there. Is Glaze. He's looking to send it down North. He's camping out there, but no boost to work with the Sanitario. Is going to find a clear at the corner, and still Magic, as this one has popped up. Eternal not going to quite get the touch. Still scoreless here. No one's able to break through these tight defenses.
Yeah, and the guy that we haven't talked about is North, and he is somehow sitting not at the bottom of the scoreboard. He is making sure that his name is seen across the field. He's all over the place right now. The former novice champion from last season, and he's trying to step it up a little bit with the prospect chip. And it definitely starts here in these clutch moments with a minute left to go as another pass infield, but still nothing working out as the saves keep racking up for both teams now. As it's chaos now as North, he will be the guy to do it again, and it just keeps going. Eternal with the shot, he's going to put it through. Finally here, Austin, somebody going to put something in the back of the net.
It's going to be the Blackhawks who strike first to the turn with a great read, and this is what we're talking about. It's so quick to get up in the air and Eternal. I mean, what a shot there to place it down on net. And the Blackhawks, they are going to strike first with the first goal, 1-0, and now we're going to have to see if the Warhawks have an answer, because Magic, like we've seen, these two teams have been firing shots off, so it almost feels like it's only a matter of time before we see something. Is here, Ice Grip is going for a flip reset, but Alpha is going to make the save.
I mean, are we sure we're in prospect right now? I think it's like 5 or 6 flip reset attempts, and they're all from different players. This is madness, and I mean, if we see North hit a flip reset, I'm out of here, because all 3 of these guys are popping off. But if North goes mechie on us, I think this Warhawks team is going to be fine later on in the series. But 30 seconds left. They are not looking fine right now if they cannot find the back of the net. They are yet to do so far this game.
They are looking for 4-1 here. So they've got 7 shots, but the Blackhawks defense has just saved everything away. As this one out towards the Blackhawks zone, off the ceiling. Warhawks looking for a follow it North. He's going to pinch it just a little bit wide. So the Blackhawks trying to get out to it. Glaze sending it back in. Sanitario going to get bumped out of the way, but Alpha, he finds just enough of a clear as the final 10 seconds roll by. Here comes Eternal off the ceiling, looking for the shot there. He almost puts it on. But then the Warhawks have a buzzer beater goal, and then they're stuck in their zone. North can't get to it. And the Blackhawks, they're going to hold on and win a mechanical race there in game number 1.
Yeah, and pre-game, I called out Alpha and Sanitario for Blackhawks. And my mistake, because Eternal ran that game. Nobody was able to score except that one man, and it was a beauty of a shot as well. That was not an easy finish, but it was the finish that made the difference in game 1, and a crucial match for these two teams. I mean, going into game 2, it's got to be Icegriff stepping up because, I mean, having one shot on target as your only stat line, that is not what I expect from Icegriff. He's a pop-off player. He's my player to watch for this Warhawks team. And game 2 has to be much more meaningful touches because there's a lot of just bangs downfield, including from guys like Icegriff. So I want to see 50s being played because Glaze is a 50 monster, and I think that's how they're going to win this game too.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the one thing. When you get so mechanical, sometimes you just forget you have teammates. Magic, you're just trying to go for these plays, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, I have some teammates. I can pass the ball, a little bit, or send the ball middle. He sounds like you. Hey, it's not supposed to be his help, but scored off the goal, the kickoff there in 3 seconds. And hey, that's a little 1-2 kind of.
I mean, it's not a flip reset, but it is an open net finish. Not even an open net, just beating everybody else to the ball. And Alpha is going to get his name on the screen for all to see, as 3 seconds is a little bit of different timetable as last game for our first goal.
Yeah, about 4 minutes went by in the last game, and only 3 seconds. It looked like the Warhawks got a little bit lost on that kickoff. I'm not quite sure what happened to them, but unfortunate way to start. But definitely able to bounce back, especially with what we saw in the last game. As here comes Icegriff looking to make a touch here, but can he get it across? Trying to find a teammate. Glaze up in the midfield. Can he get the shot? Sanitario tries to meet him at the apex, but it's just going to fall to the corner regardless. As North looking to keep things in. Eternal. He's going to clear this one out and send it up. So he's trying to find a read, but Glaze. Nice little backboard touch. As this ball cleared away in the corner, and Blackhawks trying to get something. This game feels a little bit different, Magic, in the first minute. It feels a little bit different than game number 1.
Yeah, it looks like the game plan here for the Warhawks is a lot more slow pace, which I'm happy to see. As Icegriff does get it over 3 people as all 3 players commit, but it doesn't look like they're trying to pull out the mechanics at unnecessary times. I think they're playing this a much more methodical game. And that's what I want to see. So this is an opportunity if North can find it, but I mean, passing plays like that will probably be what finally finds the net, because right now the Warhawks are scoreless so far in 2 games.
Yeah, they've had a lot of shots so far in the series, but none have yet to find the back of the net. As here comes Alpha looking for something there, but it's not going to go this time. This ball sent away, but only back to Sanitario, who gets 50 down in the midfield. They're going to find a demo. Looking to keep the pressure up. Icegriff can't connect. Here comes Alpha. Sending it down, looking to stay with it. North off the backboard. Sanitario is there, but only to the corner. As Icegriff on the dribble here. You're trying to find a 50-through-1. But here comes Alpha beaten by North. Glaze, a little bit awkward on the backboard, but he's just enough to find the touch and clear it away. It's 2 minutes gone by. The Warhawks looking to strike back. No shots yet, and not sure, Magic, if the slow play style is better for them or worse for them. It's maybe a little bit too early to tell.
Yeah, I think they kind of capitalized off of demos and Glaze kind of getting space to work with, but they're not getting any of that right now. I mean, last game, as you said, 2 minutes in, I think the Blackhawks had 6 saves as Glaze is able to keep that out, but it will find the back of the net anyway. Eternal finishes it. But you look right now, Blackhawks haven't had to save anything, as they all have some zeros, and that is probably a big red flag.
Yeah, it's Blackhawks. All Blackhawks in this one, in the Battle of the Hawks, and 2-0 in this one as we are just about at halfway in game number 2. And the Warhawks got to be careful here. You don't want to get yourself in, a possibility where you're gonna have to pull the reverse sweep. I know that a little bit too well, Magic, from my earlier match tonight where we had to reverse sweep the Bishops and won in an intense Game 5 overtime. But you don't want to put yourself where you're down 2-0. It's just so much pressure to try to come back from.
Yeah, not everybody has, Merely and Jaegers by their side to, go through battle for games 3, 4, and 5. And oh my gosh, Eternal! I thought he picked out both of them. That would have been going probably all over Prospect General if he was able to get both of them to go. But I guess the last guy did stay back and stayed safe. But I don't think that's your problem right now when you're down 2 goals and still unable to find the net. Glaze kind of panicking. He didn't have, well, he thought he had a lot less time than he did. As I really want to see the Warhawks get out of their half and put some pressure on.
I mean, 0 shots, Magic. It's a completely different game. They had so many in the last game, but 0 so far. I mean, you're not going to score if you're not putting any shots on net. I'll tell you that. As the Glaze, he's trying to take one there, but Eternal all over the backboard as a double commit comes through. But the Warhawks somehow are able to get back as Glaze racing, but here comes Sanitario trying to get it by him. Glaze just on the goal line. He makes the save away. We're down to the final minute, and the Blackhawks just so much pressure here, not giving the Warhawks anything to work with as they hold on their 2-0 lead.
And it cannot be where the last minute is spent where the rest of this game has been, where you're not even putting the slightest bit of pressure on this Blackhawks defense that's not really known for being a defensive team. But when you just let them stay on offense this long, it's bound to just end up being scoreless again. I mean, if you go down 2 games without a single goal, your mental is chalked up, and you could probably just go next before you get to the 3rd game. And you can see they're bumping into each other, and you got 40 seconds dwindling away, and the ball's finally on the half of the Blackhawks.
And they put something in and get a little bit of a miracle at the end. Final 30 seconds, the Warhawks down by 2, but they are in the Blackhawks zone. A little bit of a miss comes out. Alpha out to Sanitario, who's going to clang that one back towards net. But it's going to pop up high. Eternal on the touch. Here comes North. He pops it over 2, but Alpha, he's waiting back for this one. It's going to pop up. Can they find at least a shot on net? It's not going to go this time. As this one's sent back, Glaze was trying to keep possession, but it's going back to his corner, and that is going to do it. Can they even get a shot to end it off here? You'd love to see it, but this ball shot up towards the net, but it's going to be cleared away. And they are going to be held shotless here as the Blackhawks take a 2-0 victory and a 2-0 series lead.
Fun fact, the last time we had an on-stream game with no shots was a while ago. It was actually game 2 of the last series where Larry was unable to put a shot on target, and it did end up in the same result and being held scoreless, and the win going to Blackhawks here. I do think this is kind of time to panic, because, I mean, if you just lost this game in overtime, like a 3-2 scoreline, sure, you can bounce back, get some momentum, but you have nothing to work with right now if you're the Warhawks. And it has to be a different play style than you have right now. It can't be, oh no, I have to make a save. Let me clear this to the corner where Eternal's waiting to, keep the pressure on. So they got to change something up, and it cannot just be, Ice Grip being the only person in that game to really, get the possession of the ball on the Blackhawks half. It's got to be a team effort.
It looked like the opposite, Magic. Because I remember you said after game 1, you said we need Ice Grip to step up, and
Yep.
Ice Grip, he was at the top there. He was trying to step up for his team, but it just seemed like that play style for the Warhawks. It looked like they just switched their play style, just tried to play defensive, and it just a failed experiment, really.
Yeah, they kind of shelled up, and I don't know why you shell up after you go scoreless in game 1, because it does go the same way in game 2. But I mean, I want to see them just throw everything at this defense for the Blackhawks. They're not a defensive team. Make them sweat a little bit.
And we will have to see as we head into game number 3, will we see a sweep from the Blackhawks, or will the Warhawks be able to answer back? And actually, Magic, the perfect sweep is on the line here if the Warhawks are unable to score. So a lot more pressure, and that might be a little bit of pressure on the Blackhawks. I know a lot of people do think about that.
And I mean, we take the small victories like North getting a shot on target. That's a pleasant surprise we haven't seen in a little while for the Warhawks. But I mean, that is a good sign. If they're able to finally have some life on the half of the Blackhawks, they might find some life in their net as well. So, but this is going the wrong way as Eternal keeps getting so much space with Boost to work with, and this ball is going the wrong way if you're a Warhawks fan.
It's stuck back in their zone, and here comes Alpha putting it towards it. Ice Grip has to race up. It's off the backboard, but no follow coming through as North gonna hit it to his corner. As Clay's trying to stay with it, North can help him out and send it a long way. Eternal on the dribble, gonna pop this one up. He's gonna chase it down as he's still chasing with Boost. Gonna steal the corner. The shot comes on net, but Ice Grip, he's gonna make the save away and force the Blackhawks to rotate back. North sends it off the backboard. Here comes Ice Grip, but 2 players come in and find the clear as Alpha sends it down. Eternal on the counter attack. He can't touch. And this one popped up. It could be another counterattack at this time for the Warhawks as they're by Sanitario, but Alpha is going to get it. These teams are trading some counterattacks and getting a couple of offensive opportunities, but nothing going through quite yet.
Yeah, and I think we have a little rematch of game 1 going on here. It's scoreless. It didn't just take 3 seconds this time. It's actually going down to the wire like game 1. I guess that's a better sign for the Warhawks than, conceding a kickoff goal to start. But I'm still not, getting what I asked for, which is more than North's single shot on goal. And that's probably not the stat line you want to see halfway through this game, pretty much. Because that was what we asked to be fixed. Is Ice Grip, maybe a second shot on target, but it will not be. And it's kind of just the same thing over and over. Maybe Glaze can get necky with it and get something going.
They're trying. Here comes Ice Griff looking for a 50 as the Warhawks are in the Blackhawks zone. Here comes Ice Griff looking for a touch, but he can't connect. As Glaze, he's going to race in and send it towards. But the Blackhawks rotation, all things considered, Magic, it seems like the Blackhawks just have a really solid rotation on defense. I mean, to not let anything go through, it just seems like everything on the defensive end is working out for them.
Yeah, and for three players that are probably more known for their offense than their defense, they are popping off as Alpha. Will prove me right, as he doesn't have to make saves when he can put in doubles like that.
Yeah, they're the former challenger making his name known here as he finds the double tap. A nice read by Alpha. And the Blackhawks are just rolling right now as they look to improve to 9-4. And the Warhawks, they need something here, Magic, and the ball going back towards their net is not it.
Yeah, I'd probably say you're correct there. Glaze has a one-on-one, but you can see, even when they have opportunities, that third man is just so solid, no matter who it is. All three of these guys are stepping up big time. And so far in the series, Eternal's been that guy who's running the show, and he is at the bottom of the scoreboard. And still, it is Blackhawks in the lead. That is a scary sight to see. Once Alpha and Sanitario start kicking this team, it is a three-piece punch, and they're all putting in punches right now.
With a minute 45, they're also looking to pull off the reverse, or not the reverse sweep. The perfect sweep is, oh my goodness, Sanitario almost puts that one in his own net. Over a heartbreaking way to lose it. There's a minute 35 remaining in this game number 3. The Blackhawks leading 2-0 in the series. This ball sent back and a clear away. 2 Blackhawks defenders caught way out, but the Warhawks, they're trying to capitalize. Glaze off the backboard with Eternal. A great read to clear it away as North sends it in. It's sent off to the side. Glaze gonna make some magic happen. He's got some boost, but Alpha, he shuts him down in the midfield. Ice Griff looking to keep it in there by 2. Glaze off the sidewall, an opportunity. Ice Griff off the corner. Here comes North looking for the shot, but it's just going to be a little bit wide and only a minute left. Magic. They got to start putting some pressure on quickly.
And they're thinking, oh no, we're about to get swept on stream right now. And they don't know what to do about it because everything they've tried has been thrown away. Sanitario, once again, every single time it looks dangerous. It's just a huge 50 in favor of the Blackhawks, and it's going the other way immediately. And this is probably going to be another goal. Is it just chaos, and Sanitario just has to put it in, and that might just chalk this up unless we see a miracle.
I mean, what a play by Eternal here. Finds the 50, gets it by the last defender, just pops it in the midfield, and Sanitario, he just has to get the touch on the bottom of the ball there, the bottom of his car, and put it in. And it's some real desperation hours right here with 38 seconds left, Magic.
Yeah, and I think that was actually Sanitario's first goal, so I think everybody got involved, and now Ice Griff finally is able to get in the way of somebody, and Glaze just puts it on target, and that does give us a potential miracle.
Hey, and the perfect sweep is over. Ice Griff, he's looking for the bump, and Eternal, he just couldn't stray away from it. And now, with 31 seconds left, the Warhawks, they finally get on the board, and is it enough momentum to carry them to at least tie this game? Here comes Glaze looking to go with it. He sends it high off the backboard. Does he find the read? No. Alpha just able to get the touch, but here comes North in the midfield. The shot from Ice Griff is going to be saved away as the seconds taken away for the Warhawks. Here come the Blackhawks, though, looking for a shot. Glaze, he cuts it down, but Alpha is there to finish it off, and it's back to a 2-goal lead, and that may be the dagger.
I think you'd probably be right with that one. I mean, finally we got a goal. So, I mean, if you're Warhawks, you can feel a little better about yourself, because that would have been depressing to get, perfect swept on stream. That would have been painful. So, I mean, even if they don't come up victorious, as Ice Griff has a chance for a kickoff goal, but it is wide. That was the shot. North puts it on target, and that will give another glimpse of hope for this team who just won't go away.
Wait a minute, folks. 6 seconds left. They find one here. North, he just drops it on net, and it is possible. All they got to do is put one more in. We could see an overtime. Can the Warhawks do it? Can they conjure up something special here on the kickoff? North looking to play it slow. He's going to find a 50 in the Blackhawks zone. It's dangerous. Here comes Ice Griff. Oh, the shot. He puts it in. And we are tied with 2 seconds remaining.
They're just playing with us at this point. They decided, no, we're gonna throw for some content. We're gonna bring this all the way to 2 seconds before we even look like we're a team that knows what they're doing. And now they just look like they've been running this whole thing. I mean, if you just watched the last 3 seconds, you wouldn't be able to tell the score.
No, as this ball is dead in the midfield, and we have overtime here in Game 3. The Warhawks have pulled back a little miracle as they get another kickoff in their favor. North delaying that one. It's working out. But can the Warhawks win a game? Can they send us to a game 4? Found their first 3 goals of the series in this game, but they have been crucial. As this ball into the Blackhawks zone, the Warhawks looking for it. Sanitario can't connect on the back there. This ball popped up north, trying to get to it. Oh no, he's sending it towards his own net. Ice cream. No, it's going all the way in. Heartbreak for the Warhawks.
Pain. No, this is pain. North, he just had to get a touch, but that was not the one that would have helped out. I mean, Ice Griff, you can tell the moment he realized his oh damn. I don't know about this one, guys, and that will chalk up the series. I mean, I guess they they stopped the perfect sweep, but I think that probably hurts a little more than getting perfect swept. I think I would have rather gone scoreless than lose in that fashion. That was bad. That was painful.
Oh man, man, just when they give you some hope, you're like, wow, maybe the Warhawks got something here. They force overtime with some crazy plays, and then that happens. I mean, just an unfortunate touch, and then Ice Griff, he got caught out, and I guess that's a prospect moment, not quite a novice moment, but wow, that's a tough way to lose it. But I mean, the Blackhawks all series had a great game to secure themselves the sweep.
Yeah, and shout out to Alpha. He's the guy that really made the difference in that game. Like, if Alpha didn't play the way he did in that one, I think this one's probably going to game 4 right now. Like, Warhawks were able to wake up, and it was Alpha that shut it down before it happened. He was the one that got that banging clear that made it so awkward for North, and I mean, it was just downhill from there. But at the end of the day, Blackhawks, they proved a lot of people wrong, including myself, because I expected this one to be very close, and they all but dominated the series.
Yeah, they really did, and just a great performance altogether. As the Blackhawks are going to improve to 9-4, winning the Battle of the Hawks. I guess the first ever Battle of the Hawks there goes to the Blackhawks as they're newly renamed this season. So they're going to take home the victory. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to everyone who took home a victory tonight. We've had a banger season so far, Magic. Only 5 matches to go now as this stream concludes for the night. And there's a lot of intense races to look forward to.
Yeah, and I mean, for my sake, that just proves that it's gonna be complete chaos in leagues like Prospect and so many close races right now. And Blackhawks coming up clutch and games like that really makes things spicy as we go down the line. And before you know it, it's gonna be must-win scenarios, and we're gonna be knocking out some teams as these last few weeks roll around.
Yeah, definitely so. So everyone stay tuned. Make sure you guys follow the channel. We're pushing towards 1,700 followers here on the channel. We've had a great night, a lot of support from everyone. We've got an exciting announcement probably coming tomorrow night. Can't say specifically, but it may have been leaked earlier on another stream. But we may have an important announcement coming to the Discord tomorrow night. So you guys are hanging around in the Discord, and yeah, make sure you guys come back Wednesday night. It's 5 matches remaining. Every match just keeps getting more and more intense as we lead into the play-ins and the playoffs. It all comes down to that, so make sure you guys are back there Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have some more Rocket League action here on the Nemesis Gaming League. But that is it for the night. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.